Hey everybody, and welcome to Lindsay's Little Library. I am here today to share with you my November wrap-up. The month of November was a little bit of a slow read for me, a little slow burn. I got through 4.5 books total, which is pretty low for me, but I'm good with it. It's alright. So if you watched my November TBR, I kind of decided to take on a bunch of novellas in the month of November and call it Novella November. And it worked. It was awesome. I really enjoyed the ones that I picked up, and I'll talk about them. And I didn't quite get to one, and I'll explain that in a minute. So, first book that I finished in November was The Breakdown by B.A. Paris. This is just because it was left over from October and all of the scary books. I didn't have much left to go, but I did finish this in November. She also wrote Behind Closed Doors, which I thoroughly enjoyed and highly suggest, and which is basically why I picked up this book. Really enjoyed it. Slow at parts of it, but that's just that's just the author, that's her style, so I was used to that, and I think I enjoyed this more because I've kind of expected that, maybe, I think. But this is about a woman, and her name is Cass, and she is married to, I believe his name's Matt. Let me double check. I don't remember. I think his name's Matt. Come on, it's on like every page. Yeah, Matthew. And she is at a party one night and it's storming out, and she calls her husband to tell her she's on her way home. And he basically was like, hey, not a problem, take your time, it's raining out, just try to avoid this one specific road. What did they call it? It goes through, it's a winding rural road through the woods. It's not the best road to be traveling on, especially at night. Just try to avoid that. Well, she doesn't really listen to him, and she takes that road home, and she approaches a car that's on the side of the road, and it is pouring. It is horrible. It's a stormy, stormy night, and she pulls over, and she gives it a minute, maybe a little more, but they don't really respond. She did see a woman in the car, and she's thinking, what, they'll flash their lights, they'll honk their horn, maybe she'll come to my door. Not really sure, but she wasn't going to get out because it's pouring rain, and she shouldn't be on the road anyways, and so she kind of gives them a little bit of a break to say if they need help, and they don't, so she leaves. Her intentions are to call the cops when she gets home, just to let them know that this car is sitting there, maybe it's broken down, and she forgets. So by the time she realizes that she should have called, it's too late, and there's this woman found dead in the car on that road that she wasn't supposed to be on. So it kind of goes into this whirlwind. Does she admit that she was on that road? Did she call anything? Did she really see anything? Can she be helpful? Not really sure. Really great twists in this story. I had a prediction about kind of the who did it, and I was sort of right, sort of wrong, so I'll leave it at that. But I really enjoyed this book. I really thoroughly enjoy B.A. Paris. She's a fantastic author. I cannot wait for her to write more, so pick this up if you haven't already. Then I started getting into my novellas for the month, and the first novella that I picked up was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This is the companion to the Throne of Glass series. I think there's, how many novellas are in here? Oh, I love books with maps. They're the best. There are 5 novellas in here, and it just goes through kind of Selena's upbringing, what she experienced before she was chosen as the king's assassin. So love going into this world. I love Selena. She is just one badass chick, and it's so great that she's just awesome. I love her. So it was great. I devoured this book really quite quickly, gave it, I believe, 4 stars, but it's got me excited to get back into that world again, and so I think I am on Empire of Storms is the next one I have to read, so I might pick that up sooner than later. The next novella that I actually listened to on audio was Happily Ever After. This goes with the Selection series by Kiera Cass. This is, I believe, 4 plus, I think, a few novellas in here where it goes, you learn about what happened during the selection from the prince's point of view, from Prince Maxon, from the guard, oh, what's his name again? Of course I forget. Then from the queen herself, and then from the favorite. And there's a few extra little stories in here as well, but totally enjoyed it. I listened to the majority of the selection series, so I figured I would just continue that trend, and I listened to it on my car ride to and from work. I went through it really quickly, liked this book, definitely was again nice to get back into this world. My next novella that I had scheduled to kind of read was the Stars Above novella, or novella collection by Marissa Meyer. This goes with the Lunar Chronicles. But I had yet to read Winter, and a few of you let me know that I could not pick up Stars Above before I read Winter. So I listened to you, no worries. I only made it about halfway. I'm still totally into it. I'm actually listening to this on audio, and it doesn't help that I haven't worked a whole lot around Thanksgiving. I had I had a few days of vacation, so I'm not in my car, therefore not really listening. It's tough when I try to listen around the house, so I'm counting this as my half because it's a chunky book. So there's my 4.5. But I'm going to definitely finish this. I'm totally loving it. Lots of action, lots of stuff coming together. It's so far a really great ending to this awesome series. I can't wait to figure out what happens. And then I'm definitely going to pick up Stars Above and finish that off once I'm done. So those are the novellas that I got through. I did read one more book called This Girl by Colleen Hoover. This is the third book in the Slam series. It follows Will and Lake and their kind of love story. It was okay. It honestly kind of put me into a little bit of a reading slump. It took me forever to get through this book. It was ridiculous. So I think I only ended up giving this like 3 stars because it was all right. I honestly skimmed a lot of it because I'd already rehashed the story a couple of times through the first 2 books. I didn't need to go through the third. But I did enjoy seeing Will's perspective and kind of understanding where he came from and the baggage he brought with him into the relationship from his past. And so yeah, I'm really glad that I finished the book and I'm done with the series. I do recommend reading the series. Definitely read Slammed and Point of Retreat, but you're not missing anything if you don't read This Girl. So that wraps up pretty much what I read in the month of November. I do have Riley here, and she did finish a book this month. So
I read Dorka Diaries by Rachel Rennell Russell, and it's Tales from a Not So Fabulous Life. And basically, so her name's Nikki, and she's going to a new school called Webster High, and so basically her mom she really wants this new phone, but her mom gets her a diary and then these girls named Mackenzie, they're like the CCP club, and I don't remember what that stands for, but so what they do is they basically, those are people that like are gossip girls, and they gossip around, and they think that she has a phone, but she doesn't. I really like the book, and I can't wait to read the rest of them, and I want to read the second one, that's Dorka Diaries, Tales from a Not So Popular Party Girl.
So I think that's all that we have for you for our November wrap up. We're excited to go into the month of December. We've got some time off of work, time off of school, hopefully some time to read. And so watch for my December TBR video, should be up soon. Like, comment, subscribe below, and I will see you next time. Bye.